But as Subnautica Below Zero, haven't put a ton of time into it. I bought it when it first came out on what's it called?
Epic?
Early access.
Oh.
So early access, and I played it a bit here and there, just checking out as they added stuff. But this new one seems really cool now that it's like officially out. Subnautica is hands down the best crafting survival game ever.
Oh, that's debatable.
Those games. It's not debatable.
It's debatable.
Hands down. If we anthropomorphize these people, basically Subnautica is like this 10-foot Viking with like a giant spiked bat of a penis and like an ass that's just rock hard, like it could literally crush your head with its ass cheeks, and giant veiny muscly legs that just stride across the map. And it's like huge Viking beard and long flowing Thor hair. I mean, that's like what Subnautica is. Everyone else is like a regular dude. Maybe he works out, maybe. But Subnautica dude, he's got lasers that shoot from his nipples. He breathes lightning. He spooges acid. The dude, it's the best. It's not even comparable. The atmosphere, the story, the fear-inducing aspects of the game, the alien world, the natural flow of the building and getting resources. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. It really sets it up. The story isn't fed to you. You got to find it on your own and piece it together. It's a beautiful, amazing game. And this one's just like a new step in that direction. Maybe it's not quite as great as Subnautica, only because Subnautica was something that came out of nowhere, and like I'd seen a few videos, got into it, and was just blown away, and so it's like the magic of seeing a brand new mountain over the horizon versus then seeing another beautiful mountain. But I've only gotten like a few hours in the new one. But they really taken some cool directions. They keep what's great about the original. The storyline is a little more, there's a little more there, a little more meat to it. There's NPCs there, so it's not quite as lonely as
really?
The first one. Yeah. I haven't found one yet, but I've heard there's a few NPCs in there.
So this is a completely new Subnautica game?
Yeah, expand alone, I guess.
Expand alone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. Makes sense. So it's Subnautica. It's DLC for Subnautica, the original, but it's a whole different map and different.
It's a new game, but it's a whole new game, new storyline, new map, but same world. It's just 2 years later. But there's enough of the original game in there where you could say it's like a Halo 2, where Halo 2 wasn't Halo 2. It was Halo 1.5.
Yes. Okay.
And then Halo 3 was like the real jump. So it's kind of like that. Really pumped to get more time into it.
Oh, I'm excited about that now. Hell, I'm going to play that after the podcast.
Yeah, it's good. I'm really digging it.
Nice.
And I'm super afraid of underwater, as I touched on the last time, but for some reason, like, it just does the fear right. It does the leveling up right. I absolutely love it.
My big issue with the first one, and I guess it's a small critique, I would say, I really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful game. It ran super smooth, and it's a great game, hands down. But I guess there does come a point where it's like, I got to a point where I forgot what kind of what the name of the underwater vessel was, but
the submarine.
It became too easy, and it just seemed like I was kind of wasting time. Like, time was just being wasted. It was just taking too long to progress in the game any longer, and I just got kind of bored at a certain point. I think that might have been like 50 hours in or something like that.
Did you get the robot and start deep diving into like the core?
I think I had just gotten the robot. But
okay, because that's...
Yeah.
Because to me, like, once you get the big vessel, it's like, okay, yeah, this is easy. You basically have a moving, awesome-ass base. But then once you start to realize, like, where you can go, and you need to drop the robot to get to really deep, like, pressurized areas, and then you start finding new shit there, That's when it started getting cool again to me, because it gets really scary down there, and you're finding like ancient like bases and shit, which is cool.
Okay, maybe I didn't do as much deep diving. I got the robot suit, and then I think I was just like, okay, well, I pretty much did everything that there is to do.
You need a couple upgrades to the suit before it can go really low into the core. And I will give you that. Whereas, like, I think that part of the game, there's probably like a 10 hours there where it slows down before you start getting to the next chunk of new gameplay and creatures and stuff. So they could probably even that out a bit to make that maybe like a 5-hour thing without seeing new stuff.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you start seeing new biomes and finding new stuff so regularly that when you do have that kind of like 10-hour gap, when you have like your first robot and stuff, where it is kind of like, oh, did I see everything? I'm not sure. And it does start to get a little bit stale, like all survival games.
Yeah. And, you brought up the point that you think that, so that's called Subnautica Below Zero?
Below Zero, yeah.
Zero. Yeah, I mean, there are games that are similar, but as good, I would say. Like, 7 Days to Die is a really good game. Ark is a really good game. I haven't played Rust, but I think that's kind of like the same deal, survival, crafting type of game. So there's other options too, but Subnautica is very unique.
But they're different games.
Yeah, they're all unique. I would like to see some taming aspects in Subnautica.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know how much they want to take, from Ark. Maybe try to keep distinguished from that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think you could have some stuff there, especially like with the new, like, they have these little monkey dudes, which I fucking hate. They steal your items, assholes. But maybe you could like tame them or something. I think they have mods. We're gonna have mods for this one. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm sure they will.
So who knows? You might be able to get something like that in there. But I also just appreciate that, unlike those games, like those games are similar to each other. They're not similar to Subnautica. Subnautica took ideas from those and created an entirely new genre of game, a single player survival thing where the build up and the atmosphere and everything is very specific and unique and designed for a single player 50-60 hour playthrough, whereas those other games are all multiplayer, play forever, takes forever to do anything, grief other players.
You don't have to play those other games multiplayer. I haven't played 7 Days to Die.
No, but they're not designed for a single player, and you can really tell that when you're playing it by yourself. You can play it by yourself, and you can have joy doing that, but you can really tell it's designed for multiple players.
It's definitely a lot more fun with multiple players, I would say. Yeah.
But I would say that's because they're designed for multiple players.
And I guess one of the reasons that might be is Subnautica, I would say, is more cinematic. It's just a more immersive feeling while you're in it. While with 7 Days to Die, it's not as immersive, but it's more action-packed, I would say.
Yeah.